Imagine a world transformed by the power of giving, where every act of kindness sparks another. These are the champions who dedicate their lives to change. Together, they are paying it forward. Champions of change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement. Here on the Achievement Channel.
Welcome to Champions of Change on the Achievement Channel, the show where we celebrate extraordinary individuals making a difference, transforming lives, and inspiring positive change. We're broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studio in Lagos, and today's episode is nothing short of remarkable. Joining us is a man whose life embodies resilience, innovation, and the power of vision, Dr. Cosmas Maduka. From humble beginnings as a teenage hawker to becoming the founder and president of the Coscharis Group, a powerhouse conglomerate spanning automobiles, agriculture, and technology. Dr. Maduka's story is a masterclass in turning challenges into opportunity. With over 4 decades of entrepreneurial excellence, he has not only built an empire, but has become a beacon of hope, proving that dreams fueled by hard work can change lives and communities. I'm your host, Pamela Igbo. You're in for an episode filled with wisdom, inspiration, and actionable lessons. Let's get started.
School of Eloquence, teaching the world to speak.
Welcome, Dr. Cosmas to Champions of Change. It's so good to have you here.
Thank you, Pamela. It's my pleasure to be here in your show.
Thank you. So this is a show where we honor people who have been doing inspiring things in their communities, and beyond your business acumen, we know that you are a fantastic philanthropist, a mentor. And so I wanted to ask you about your philanthropy and what you think of, corporate social responsibility and how you use that to lead your group in Coscharis.
Okay, well, thank you, Pamela. Again, it's my pleasure to be on your show this time. Corporate social responsibility is at the heart of our company, because if you get to know Coscharis and what we stood for, the inspiration was to create an institution that will be timeless in its relevancy and value. So it's not about me, it's not about whosoever, but it's about building something that outlasts the founders. How then are we going to do that? We came up with a mission to say Coscharis will deliver excellent product and services, giving our customers the highest value for their money, and will contribute to societal development by plowing resources back into the immediate community, growing stronger and waxing bigger into the future, and create a sense of pride in its employees. So, in the ecosystem, corporate responsibility is captured in what we set out to do. We never even said where we are going to be without it being part of the foundation of our organization. And that shows you how important it is. So it's at the very heart of our organization to plow back resources into the immediate community and society.
And I love it because I know that you lead by example. So that's an excellent thing. So in terms of, I know that Coscharis has expanded in terms of the different things that you offer. And one of the things that you did a few years ago is to get into Coscharis Farms in Anambra. And I know that your initiative there is to create about 3,000 jobs for people in Anambra. Can you tell us a little bit of how that has been going and what transformation you have seen in Anambra State, in that community, because of that?
Okay, it's important that people understand that Coscharis, in all our business lifetime that is close to 5 decades today, we are not one of those rice importers.
Right.
We never did. So, but Coscharis Farm was also not an accident. It's all about vision and plan. Because where we are today, the property that we acquire, that we are doing the business of farming in Anako, in Anambra State, started over 30 years ago.
Wow.
My daughter will turn 33 this year, but that was when my wife went to give birth to her, that we signed the agreement. Was a different piece of property that we were acquiring. Omeka Omerowa was the governor of Anambra State then, the military administrator who signed the certificate of occupancy. So it was something we had always planned that we are going to do. But you know, my grandfather used to tell me that when you want to choose certain animal, you need to get the right gunpowder. Because if you take a borrowed gunpowder to shoot a chimpanzee, he will collect the gun from you and kill you. In other words, you don't get into farming without having the muzzle, the capacity to be able to take it. So over a period of time, we are in different kind of business, but we have never really get into, you know, real sector of economy where you add value, because buying and selling is not really how the economy grow. It's part of it. But the buying and selling is a starting point for you to grow, but keep your eyes on the big picture where ultimately you want it to be. By 2012, 2013, we started planning to go and develop this farmland. You said it's quite a piece of property. Because some people ask me, is it real that you have 3,000 hectares in Anambra State? Because that's like a village. Where does such land exist? We acquired this property from different people. We bought Rogeni property, piece of property, 310 hectares. We bought Bravo property, 610 hectares. We bought Light Brewelly, and then before we now get the villagers to give us additional portions. So it was an area that was like a forest that never have been cultivated. If I start telling you the things we met developing that property, we didn't just meet big plankton there. We met different kind of animals there, whether it is alligators and all of those things, because it was a thick forest. Clearing it cost us ₦1 billion. That was in 2015.
Wow.
But what had happened was that when we wanted to go and develop this property, the villagers looked at us. We became their captive market, like a container they clear. Anytime we come, they want to collect money. So it becomes challenging. But when Obiano became the governor of Anambra State and called for stakeholders forum, I sat in one of the meetings where he shared his economic plan for Anambra State. And one of his 7 pillars of economic transformation was agriculture. It was very interesting. So I listened to it. And at the end of the meeting, I asked him, can we have a private sector, meeting, which he consented to. I said, look, I have this piece of property that actually located in your village, but unfortunately, each time we want to develop that piece of property, it was like we are a container that have landed, and this is becoming very irritating. He said, when are you ready to start? I said, tomorrow. He called his commissioner of agriculture, set up a committee, and said, please go talk to my people and tell them that they will be the people that is stopping him, because all he's looking for is to track an investment in Anambra State. So that's where government is important, because they are catalysts to provide the enabling environment.
That's right.
So they had to do the community meeting and get the people to say, please, hands off. So we moved into the land, started the land clearing in 2015, because rice is a grain that grows on a mud. And for such large kind of property, for us to really do anything meaningful, we have to clear every wood, every stick. It has to be a bare field completely, because the window of replanting is very short. We actually have 4 excavators to be able to do this within 3 months to be able to replant. But we started the first time on rainy season farming, which is not, you are not in control. You are only subjected to the mother nature, whatever it provides to you. Whether what we did, part of that 2015, 2016. But by 2017, we made huge investment to take water from Iju River to about over 9 kilometers from the place to do major canal to bring water, and then started doing the secondary canals that had to put water into each of the farm. Like I said, rice is a grain that grow on a mud.
Right.
So it need water. Water is part of its life. So you do a much more controlled farming in a dry season, because you give the farm water when you need it, and be able to put all the inputs that will help it become successful. Rice also is a wheat that matured in 120 days. Every 4 months you can harvest. So if we plan very well, we can master three cycle, which other people in other countries are doing. But currently we are doing dry season that usually start from December, and we harvest in April, and plant again. And because we have had flood,
Right, yes.
3 consecutive years that really wipe off the entire farm when the Cameroonians release their dam. It go all the way from Benue State and come back to Anambra State. And if the flood exceeded to go beyond the tail of the seed, everything would die unless it recede within 7 days. So what we have done now is to make sure we harvest lettuce by September.
Right.
Before you are getting into the late part of August, September, we are out on the field, because we have find a time that you have to only use canoe to go through the farm. The fact, the building we have in the farm, we have heard when the water come to the top of the roof to tell you how bad it is in those areas. So what we have done to touch the community in Anak, where we are, is that the first 1 year we were solely on our own. By the second year, we started looking for art growers, where we teach the community what to do, give them some input, help them to farm. We built the first 2 years 5,000 art grower.
Wow.
Yes. There's a company called IDH, American has it. They all support us with these farmers to be able to support them with input, sometimes fertilizer. So what we do now is to train these people. We've been able to grow about 15,000 art growers today. And because of the training, we give them the input we made. Sometimes we can also harvest for them with our harvester. Sometimes we can mow for them with our mowing and all of that. So we now have an accord with them where we have the first right of refusal of buying their crops.
Okay.
Before, we have to go all the way from north, bringing Kebi and all of those areas to be able to get our raw material, which is basically what you call paddy. Okay, right. But today we've been able to create a capacity that we are getting our raw materials in Anambra State, and that's how we have affected the life of the communities where we are working in a very productive way. Today, the farm get better yield and get better takeoff. The off-takers are we. They are not waiting for some other person, unless where they can get a better offer. But if you look at rice and the way it works in this value chain, transportation is part of the cost in logistics system, but between where they are to where we are is not more than 235 kilometers. So you leave themselves and go to our mill. We have a storage of over 25,000 metric tons where we store the paddies to be able to produce seamlessly around the year. So I won't say truly that we have made profit in this business. And I knew from day one that we are not going to make profit. The feasibility study we made was that we will take us 5 years. Our idea is that we will break even by 2021.
Right.
And because we did things proper, the way it should be done, we attracted international investor. Sahel Capital invested into our farm.
Sure.
But their system is that every 5 years they diverse, they have to, move on. That's their business model. They don't get there to stay. But all the agreements are put in place. So they put their first 5 years, and when they were willing to sell, we bought them over. And today it's managed and held solely by Coscharis, but we're still willing to accept any other international investor. We have not yet mastered build the maximum capacity in terms of the yield, because rice profitability in it, agriculture today has become scientific completely.
Right.
Like I said, we have had 3 consecutive years where we had flood that totally, destroy our crops. And unfortunately, the Nigerian agriculture insurance is not matured.
Sure.
They only want to pay you for the what we call the seed, the planting seed, but all the inputs, the fertilizers, the diesel, we burn 33,000 diesel on a weekly basis. You need to be in this farm, because the 2 ministers of agriculture have been in our farm. The first was Audi Ogbe, was there with the former governor of Central Bank, the KB state governor who represent the president. We had the second governor. This farm, the total road network we created in the farm is about 200 kilometers. 3 hours you are in our farm, you haven't end from beginning to the end of it. So it's a masterpiece. Actually, the best way to look at our farm is to come by helicopter. When late Herbert Nwigwe visited, I think we rented the helicopter of your agency, and he came by air. He couldn't believe himself, because that's the only way you can be able to tour the farm under 1 hour or 30 minutes from the up to see everything. Really professional the way it's done abroad. I am very proud that as an Ambararian, because I'm a capitalist, and as a capitalist, you need to, go for business opportunity where it presents itself.
Yes.
But a lot of people say you must do something in Anambra State, but you can't do, as a capitalist, you cannot make investment based on emotional attachment. Today, I am confident that we are taking the Eastern market, a captive market, to deliver rice. We have the best quality rice that exists in the market today, and we sell at a premium.
Fantastic, sir. So, Dr. Cosmas, what I love about what you just said about your rice story is the fact that you have created jobs and changed lives. 15,000 people is amazing. And it creates a sustainable community. The fact that they can now grow their own crops, and then you get the first pick of buying from them. So you've created a sense of livelihood for them. So that is absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Great. So we'll take a quick break right now, and we'll continue with this wonderful conversation with Dr. Cosmas when we come back.
Champions of change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement.
Do you feel terrified when speaking before a group? Are you stressed when asked to present? Do you forget your points? Are you shy and need confidence? How do you give a speech with polish? Learn how at the School of Eloquence.
The home of public speaking. Attend our 2-day practical training in public speaking. Call 0802 303 2066 or log on to schoolofeloquence.org.
School of Eloquence, teaching the world to speak.
Champions of change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement.
Welcome back to Champions of Change. I'm right here with Dr. Cosmas, and we've been having a wonderful conversation about his CSR, his farm, and just his incredible wisdom. So Dr. Cosmas, tell me, I know that you are a phenomenal mentor.
Thank you.
And you are also a man who empowers people.
Absolutely.
And I know you have empowered so many young entrepreneurs.
Sure.
Namely Stanley Uzochukwu of Stanel Oil and Delbra. So tell me, what do you look for in somebody you want to empower or mentor, and why is mentoring quite important?
Well, I am a great advocate of mentorship. You can call it mentorship, you can call it apprenticeship. I am a product of apprenticeship, and that's where you learn under somebody and be tutored on all the rudiments that you require to run a business. University is a very good place to do that, but the only unfortunate thing is that there's no hands-on. You know, you have theoretical knowledge about things and become a great intellectual on it, but hands-on experience you lack. But under apprenticeship or mentorship, somebody guides you step by step for you to learn what to do. Having lost my father at the age of 4, and my mother became a single parent with 4 kids to take care of, life was not fair to me. But I have a determination. And what is that determination? It's hunger for success. I tell a lot of young people today, it doesn't matter what it is. Nobody can teach you how to be hungry. It's something that has to come instinctively. You need to, crave for it. Recently, I was mentoring some group of young people, and I was trying to encourage them to stop procrastinating, to take action and take a step of faith. And one of them raised his hand and said he wanted to ask a question. I said, what is it? He said, look, his belief is that they have been over-mentored but have been underfunded.
Right.
So I tell him to shut up. Because if you claim to be an entrepreneur, your first ability or sign of entrepreneurship is to create capital. Capital doesn't fall from heaven. You can take a job, whatever you need to do to earn money, and we watch you to see how you have deployed the little money you have in a sustainable manner. There's nothing that convinces an investor more to put money into what you are doing than for you to let him know you took this thing from ground zero to A, from A to B. He could see through that process. You don't need to speak too much, because manifestation is the interpretation. He has seen you have the drive, what it takes. Then the help will ordinarily come.
That's right.
A lot of young people or business people have misplaced positions in life. And everybody tell you, look, what my lacking is capital. If I have 1 billion naira, if I have $10 million, you will see me, I will be. No, it doesn't work like that. Many people don't know that this thing we call money have 5 levels of money. The least level of money is what people focus about, and that's what you call cash.
Right.
The first level of money is what we call credibility. The second level of money is what we call credible relationship. You may not have money, but you have somebody that have money. The third level of money is what we call integrity. The fourth level of money is what we call character. The fifth level of money is what we call competency. The other one is the least level of money is what we call cash. Right. But young people are only interested in cash. Let me explain to you. Credibility is not integrity. Credibility is where you are able to record a process of what you are doing. The things you are said, the things you are doing can be verified. There are evidence and proof of what you have done. It can be verified, not just what you said. There are records of that. Now, if Dangote comes to Coscharis to take a Rolls Royce that costs 1.4 billion naira and he didn't have cash, do you think we can let him go with the car? We will. No doubt we will. Why? He's credible.
Right. We
can verify him and his source of wealth. He had a credible position that you can, that what money.
Right.
Now, if Pamela comes to Coscharis to take a Ford Explorer and she doesn't have cash, will we give her?
No.
The answer is no. Now, if Pamela knew Dangote and Dangote put a call across Coscharis and said, please let her go with the car, will we let you go with the car? Yes. The obvious answer is yes. Now, it's not the cash you brought, but you leverage on the healthy relationship you had with Dangote. So he value his credibility that become cash. So many people don't know this, that when a wealthy man or a rich person give you cash, he has cheated you. What you need is relationship.
That's right.
That you need is relationship, that he can put a call and open door. So let's come back to the question you asked me, what I do, how I help young people. It's the same means. Like I said, I've said it in open air everywhere. I used to go to see Goodluck Jonathan, and I saw this young boy hanging around, and I became very weird of him, like, treat him like, keep him on arm's length. It's like, I don't want him to contaminate me, because there are too many clever young people. We don't give them benefit of that. But each time this young man will greet me presently, there's something bubbling in him that is looking for life. But I was very careful, not to, fall for his whatever it is. And over a period of time, I keep on, taking back seat. But one day, I was coming down from Hilton Hotel in Abuja. By the elevator, this young man grabbed my 2 feet. I said, what is it? He said, look, he regarded me as an angel, that I'm a messenger from God. I should lay hands on him to pray. I said, why? Here. Let's get to the corner. He said, please here. Please here. He had my 2 legs. Please here. A boy that was well taught, that believed in what he has been taught. I lay hands on Stanley, and I was praying. Suddenly, I felt a hand inside my purse. I heard it like this. I thought he was trying to be funny.
From you.
He stuck 50,000 naira on my pocket. I finished with him, entered car, going back to the airport. I keep on wondering, what a hell is this? Why did this boy put... In fact, I acted superstitious. I removed the 50,000 so that it does not contaminate all the money I have, and kept it away. Because a young boy that was supposed to ask me for money is giving me money.
Right.
It was different from everything that I knew. But I keep on pondering about it. It wasn't long. Friendship was born. People don't know principle, how life operates. A gift is a distraction to a king. People People gave me Rolex watch, things like I never opened their pocket for 2 years because I'm busy. It's a distraction. So that gift that young man did connected me with him, and we became friends. As a matter of fact, I still remember I was in a Jaguar SJ driving, coming into Abuja, and my phone rang, and it was Stanley, because he already have access to me, that he can call me and I take his call. Oh, sir, please, do I know anybody in First Bank? I said, what is it? Oh, that he used to deliver diesel to Julius Berger. There was a guy that used to phone him. That guy had a motor accident and died, and he's dead. Now, Julius Berger has given him a contract to supply XYZ metric ton of the diesel. He didn't have the money. If I could put a word for him, somebody in First Bank where he had an account. I said, so do you have an account in First Bank? He said, yes. I said, please, can you send me the account? It's not something I planned. It was not in my plan. It was not something I was thinking. But the Holy Spirit told me to wire some money into his account. And I sent a message to my accounting officer in Access Bank to send 150 million naira to that account.
Wow.
And that exchange rate as of then was 150 naira per dollar. That's $1 million. He told me when he received the money, the alert, the phone fell off in his hand. And he ran to his pastor's, Paul Elenchi, to say this is what happened. And the pastor told him he hadn't seen anything. So that was my connection with Stanley. Of course, the agreement was for him to return the money under 6 months. He didn't return it until about 1.5 years or 2. But he returned the money. We didn't call police. We didn't go to court. We didn't discuss anything about it. And the friendship was born. Today, I took pride that Stanley is a billionaire. He's not the first billionaire that I have raised, frankly speaking. You can count in my finger. There are more than 30 young men that are billionaires that, in fact, some of them are even becoming bigger than myself, that I knew the role I played in their life.
Wow.
I've done that all my life. You know, we are called for different life. It's about not duration, how long you live, but are you living a purposeful life? It's about donation. How empathiful have you been into people's life? And I can tell you that by the grace of God, I pride myself in this. Some people tell me you trust people too much. It's not about trusting people too much. There's a responsible urge in every one of us. If there's a deep in you calling after a deep, there's a deep somewhere to respond to it. If you are determined to succeed and you follow principle and do everything that you need to do to succeed, God will send you a destiny helper along the way.
That's right.
Quite a number of people sit back and say things went wrong. Like I could have sat back and blamed everybody around me, including God. Why did he took my father when I was 4 years? But wealth is not about, success is not about education, frankly speaking. Success is not about any other thing but about mindset. Changing the narrative of the way you think is the key to success. My mother looked at me at the age of 4, looked me straight into the eye and said, Cosmas, believe in yourself and believe in God. You will go places in life and you will be successful. I said, thank you, Mom. I grew up with optimism. I believe no door closes before me. My mother was actually my inspirator who really discovered my entrepreneurship, because she would fly Akala in the morning and give me to sell 1 pan and 1 for my senior brother. I would sell 2 pan before my senior brother sell 1. Why? Because I move with confidence, smiling at you before I say buy Akala. And you said, no, you don't want to buy. If you want to go, I'll hurl your cloth. And you said, is it by force? I said, Mom, tell me nobody says no to me. Exactly what you are doing now is what they would do.
Right.
The person will, just smile, giggle and say, wow. Where did this boy confidence come from? Who taught you this? Then he will abuse his own child. Say, if this one is by me, he will not have sense. Oh, yeah, put 5 pence on. That's how I sell.
Right.
So we went to the same market, the same akara with my senior brother. I sell 2 3 pounds before he finished selling one. So I grew up with that optimism that people like me, people will do things to me. So when people tell me this thing is impossible, I'll be laughing. I'll go, you tell me this door is closed, I tell you it will open when I get there. 99.9% as I'm getting to this door, somebody will open it from the other side and I will close. So that has been my life.
Amazing,
Thank
and thank you so much for the nuggets
that
you just shared. So, Dr. Cosmas, it must be so rewarding, knowing that you've helped so many people. I mean, I can't imagine making people billionaires.
Sure.
What is the most rewarding experience, in your opinion, that you've had of helping people?
I think I would like to share 2 of them.
Okay.
Recently was a young man I met outside of this country. Let me keep his privacy. It was on December 24.
Your birthday.
My birthday. He got to know it was my birthday. He bought a bag that is a Gucci bag that he used. He removed things on it and said he's sorry he didn't know it was my birthday and gave it to me.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he forgot his international passport on it.
Oh my God.
Inside it, but which I later discovered, and I was able to give it to him before I left that country. On my honor, friendship was born. After that event, the young man called me one day and told me he had a challenge. I said, what is the challenge? And he just got a contract of $120 million and he need to do something to show commitment to be able to secure that contract. And we had a discussion. I said, put it on email. And the discussion went on. On my honor, I wired $2.5 million to him. He got that contract, show performance. After 6 months, he got the first performance payment of $5 million.
Right.
And he returned my $2.5 million. He had finished that job. The person that got the second job did not perform. He's doing a contract, a project of $1 billion United States dollar today.
Wow.
From that help. So how do you sit back and hear things like this, the kind of fulfillment you have on it? The second one is a young man from my own state. I started giving credit of 10 million naira to 50 to 100 million. Today, he's so big, he built a factory. He also produced for Coscharis certain product that we buy from him now. And recently, he told me he has 44 billion naira. He's looking for what to do. He has built a factory in Sokoto, built a factory in Lagos. I told him the next one will be in Anambra.
Wow.
And when Soludo called for Anambra Economics Summit, I told him I came with an investor, signed his certificate of occupancy. The factory is under construction now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed this session, Dr. Cosmas. Lastly, what I want to ask you, I know one of the things I really admire about you is you are one of the most humble people I've actually ever met.
Thank you.
I want to ask though, what keeps you humble and what are you most grateful for?
It's important everybody that cares to know. I'm a Christian. I don't feel embarrassed to say it. I'm traveling on tomorrow. I'm heading to Pakistan. I'm going to wear this badge. If you don't like me, send me back to my country, anywhere I am, whether I'm in Saudi Arabia or in Dubai. I met Christ at a very tender age of my life before I turned 15, and that gave me a different view of life, that God of all creature humble himself and enter into the womb of his own creation. That's humility. God humiliated himself. the way up is down. What people wonder about me is that they thought I'm a rich man who became a Christian. No, I am a Christian who became rich.
Right.
Somebody God could trust with money. So my Christian value comes first in everything I do. And that's where my humble disposition comes from. I don't tolerate people, like you are up there and they are all down there, live haughty like you know everything. Other people don't know anything. It is absolutely the grace of God in my life that I enjoy. And that's why I try to express it, so that if I can't preach to you, you can look at my life and maybe have cause to say, God, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cosmas. It's been amazing to have you on the show.
It's my pleasure, Pamela, to be here. And please feel free to call me any other time. If I'm available, it will be my pleasure to put my shoulder to the wheel and anchor your show.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. You're welcome.
I'd like to thank Dr. Cosmas for joining me on this episode of Champions of Change. His incredible journey reminds us all that success is born from vision, discipline, and a willingness to persevere against all odds. I am Pamela Igbo, and we'll see you next time here on the Achievement Channel. Until then, stay inspired, keep making a difference. Bye for now.